Whoa, do I got some news stories for you. The US judicial system is a joke and is not out there to protect the crypto investors. And a warning issued by several of the alphabet entities in the United States tells banks, get out of crypto, stay as far away as you can. The crypto contagion is spreading. Let's explore the most current news. This version of Crypto with Klaus might frustrate you as you hear some of the dumb things that the United States is doing. Bitcoin is sitting at 16,829, ETH 1252 up 3.5%, XRP, one of the favorites of the show, sitting at 34.5%, XLM sitting at 7.3 down 0.67%. I broke a story earlier about Wire having trouble and they are a partner of Stellar. More details to follow as that story breaks. But first, the Celsius story. Celsius is an illegal bank that is allowed to keep your funds. I'll say that again. Celsius is an illegal bank allowed to keep your funds. Judge Martin Glenn found the terms of use in the EARN program unambiguous, and besides that, treating account holders as unsecured creditors was more equitable. Judge rules Celsius owns fund and EARN account, paving the way for stable coin sales. Up to $4 billion and 600 users had money in EARN accounts. That $4.2 billion price tag that they had on the EARN program, that was as of July 2022, so we know it's worth way less. We have yet to see what the actual amount right now is that's being held in the EARN program. And the judge is like, you know, it is kind of an illegal bank, what Mashinsky and all that done, but we're going to let them own your crypto. That's right. It's not your crypto. It's theirs per the ambiguous terms of service, as well as it being considered unsecured creditors. Simon Dixon came out and says it's official. Celsius is an illegal bank. Judge Glenn has ruled that the EARN is the property of the estate. He's got a whole series of tweets that go into further detail regarding that. It gets a little gritty and grimy, but essentially if you want to read it, you're welcome to, because as always, any article you see in this video will be linked in the description below. Here is the court filing. It says at the petition date, Celsius had approximately 600,000 accounts in its EARN program and such assets, including any proceeds thereof. These EARN accounts held cryptocurrency assets with a market valuation of $4.2 billion as of July 10th. We know it's way less of now. Guess what, everyone? That crypto, which could have been returned to the users in Celsius and is allowed to be sold to the secured investors, and then, hey, if there's anything left, the unsecured investors get it. The United States is screwing the general public yet again. They easily could have taken these funds and sent it back to the people, because think about it. I get it, okay? Secured and unsecured creditors, I get that. But Celsius was essentially an illegal bank. That's like a criminal saying, hey, you know what? He stole a lot of stuff. We're going to let him keep it so he could pay his bills with that. No, you return it to the people that he stole it from. And that's where the frustration in this story is, because we know that Mashinsky lied to the investors and people putting money into Celsius, essentially saying, hey, we're better than a bank. We could give you high yields. We're safe. We have FDIC insurance, all this stuff. He conned these people into giving him their money, and the courts aren't backing up the people. United States is very frustrating. FTX co-founder Sam Bankman-Fried pleads not guilty to criminal charges. We're all extremely curious how this whole thing is going to play out, and the look on his face in that chisel-eating grin is just something that pisses a lot of us off. As Caroline Ellison and Gary Huang have turned on SBF, we're all wondering, what is his defense going to be to get out of this? As someone from Alameda and FTX are both corroborating stories on how Sam Bankman-Fried used customer funds to do degenerate gambling. Again, the legal system out here seems to be protecting the crooks and criminals and those with money. The SEC now is going after the creators of CoinDeal, CryptoScream, and 7 others in connection with a $45 million fraud. Now, this is a messed up story here, and I gotta share a detail with you. We allege that the defendants falsely claimed access to valuable blockchain technology and that the imminent sale of the technology would generate investment returns of more than 500,000 times for investors, says Daniel Grigas, director of the SEC Chicago Regional Office. As alleged in our complaint, in reality, this was all an elaborate scheme where the defendants enriched themselves while defrauding tens of thousands of investors. They used that money to buy cars, boats, and real estate. Similar to FTX using your money to give his family real estate? Or what about the CEO of The Block? He bought him a $16 million home in the Bahamas. Holy crap, everyone, they're not your funds. It's the elite's funds that they're using to pay for their lavish lifestyles. Frustrating, isn't it, everyone? And here we go. This is the main story of the show. Ooh, God, this is a crazy one. Be wary of Bitcoin and other cryptos. Federal agencies warn the U.S. banking sector. A joint statement issued by the FDIC, Office of the Controller Currency, and the Federal Reserve have said that, yep, stay away from crypto banks. Again, another assault on crypto by the government and regulating entities in the United States. Why don't you guys just make better rules that protect investors rather than saying, now blanket, just stay away? You guys know what you have to do. Deem things securities, commodities, digital currency, blah, blah, blah. You get my point. Anyways, here is what this joint statement is saying regarding crypto assets. There's a risk of fraud, legal uncertainties related to custody practices. That's why I brought up the Celsius story earlier. Inaccurate or misleading representations or disclosures by these companies. That's why I brought up the one about this SEC filing when it comes from CoinDeal. Why? Because they're stealing your funds and using it to have lavish lifestyles. Significant volatility in crypto asset markets, susceptibility of stable coins to run risk. They're talking about Luna UST action. Contagion risk, we know what that means, FTX style. So they say, hey, we know there's more coming. Risk management government practices. Yep, they're not telling you how risky their practices are. You ever wonder how these places are able to offer such high yields? Right now, the average bank account in the United States yielding account is averaging just around 3.5%. So when crypto companies are offering 8, 9, or 500,000 times, well, you know what they're doing. They're degenerate gambling your money just like Mashinsky did. And guess what? Mashinsky Celsius gets to keep the money and pay the debtors back. What a joke, everyone. They also ended that heightened risks associated with open, public, and decentralized networks or similar systems have an absence of contracts or standards to clearly establish roles and responsibilities. We know that with Sam Bankman-Fried and their group, it was run like a preschool lemonade stand, everyone. And let's top it off with one more. Coinbase, their stock rallied today, and people are like, why would their stock rally? They just got taxed, Klaus. Well, because they could have gotten taxed worse. Listen to this, everyone. Coinbase is only paying a $50 million fine to settle a New York State investigation, and they have to invest another $50 million in compliance. The settlement, which includes a $50 million penalty, caps the regulator's investigation into the firm's compliance with requirements to prevent money laundering. Basically, what they said is, hey, Coinbase wasn't even paying attention to KYC AML laws. They were growing so fast that they were just like, nope, oh, approved, 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 approved. They weren't verifying a darn thing. So again, rather than protecting the investor out there, they're just doing a little pitter-patter slap on the wrist for Coinbase. What a joke. And I can't wait till Coinbase's fourth quarter earnings come out, because I'm gonna dig into those deep and go deep dive action on their financials, because they're burning cash faster than everyone. That's why Coinbase stock is up, because everyone was assuming that this penalty would be way bigger than this and that it would hamper their efforts even further of conducting business. But nope, the government's like, hey, if you got money, we're going to protect you. But if you're a lonely unsecured creditor and we could easily give you your funds back, just like with the Celsius Earn program, nah, we're not going to do that. We're going to let the criminal organization keep your money and use that to pay back the secured creditors first. The United States is just a regulatory mess, and let's be honest here, this is nothing new, okay? We know that the rich in the United States have the access to the best lawyers, and they're also given preferential treatment. How many of us out there could have done things like Mashinsky and Sam Bankman-Fried and be allowed to skirt around and get away with it? Sam Bankman-Fried's hanging out in his parents' Cali mansion, smoking the old Chiba, having fun, still hacking and looting some of the accounts. So I think it was like 600,000 that he had access to, and they showed that it was his wallet that he was having access to. Come on, everyone. This stuff is just disgusting. The SEC, the FDIC, the CFTC, whatever alphabet mafia organization you want to talk about, they're not here to protect the common person, and it's frustrating. Why? Because crypto was made for the masses. The idea of decentralization, right? Sick and tired of centralized entities like the Fed and so forth screwing around with our money. Well, you know what they're doing, everyone? They're screwing around with crypto and Web3 and ruining it for all of us. Frustrating day reporting here for sure. Tough one, everyone. Very tough one. Thank you very much for watching this video. Here is one right here where we can go deeper into Web3 and crypto. Worth a checkout, I might add. Again, thank you for the various levels of support. Until more news breaks, I'm going to chill out a little bit. You cool cats, have a great rest of your day.